this working? So, Jamie Love of Knowledge Ecology International. Here we are sitting outside while the member states of WIPO negotiate the text of the Treaty for the Visually Impaired. Are you optimistic?
I think we're making good progress. I think we will have a diplomatic conference in the middle of next year. What they're going to decide this week will be what type of an agreement they're likely to have. There's a lot of important outstanding issues in the negotiation.
So if the devil is in the detail, name one detail that's the most devilish.
Well, there's a relationship between the copyright exceptions in the agreement and the so-called three-step test, which is really involves a lot of obscure technical points, but fundamentally, some delegates are trying to use this negotiation involving blind people as a way of pursuing a wider agenda about the overall framework for copyright limitations and exceptions, because they see this as a precedent that will influence future negotiations. We would hope that you could simplify the text on this issue and simply say that the agreement here is without prejudice to any obligations people have in any other agreements. But some people want quite a bit of language on the three-step test. That forces our side to come up with language as well. It would be better if there was almost no mention at all of the three-step test.
So is there a slippery slope?
There's no slippery slope on exceptions. Everything's really difficult. Everything's extremely difficult, unfortunately. There are a lot of other important issues. I think on the issue of who the exception applies to, things have gone fairly well, but one of the problems is there's an attempt to minimize or eliminate the role of commercial entities. Why is that important? The mass digitalization projects in Europe and the United States are often performed by for-profit companies like Google. And then it's a question of whether you can use the digital records created by the for-profit company, like Google or Microsoft or some other company, whether those records can be made available to blind people.
So basically you're saying we're up against one of the same problems we had with the issue of orphan works.
Yeah, I think that you have to recognize that the for-profit entities play a pretty important role in the information society, and if you want to make everything depend upon the work of charities, I think that you shrink the scope of the agreement too much.
Thank you very much.